Hi, I'm Sara, the Massachusetts State Manager of the F&F family of companies. And today I'm here to talk about my favorite go-to resources for underwriting. So my first one, and I think this is where I sort of start my day every day, is reba.net, our title standards. It's usually on my Google bar. It's like the first bar. And I have this thing about when I open it up in the morning, I always put reba as the first one. Don't forget though also the title standards, but there's REBA practice standards as well, which has some really good information. One of them is the private discharge practice standard, or direction of disbursement. That's also a really good one. My second favorite resource I would say is Mass.Courts. That is where you can go look up any kind of check a case, check for documents, mostly use it for probate. But sometimes if you have a lien on title, a execution or an attachment, or even a mechanic's lien and there's a complaint, you can go in and look at the documents, see if they've been dismissed, see if the execution's been returned, marked satisfied and paid, and then you can go to the title standard to see if that works. I would say one of my other favorites is the Secretary of State's office. So we have to underwrite a lot of corporate documents, and we have to check for the authority signers. So the Secretary of State's will tell us who can sign as the president or treasurer or manager of an LLC. Fun fact about the Secretary of State, you can also search by card file. So you can actually search the corporations that have been filed in like the early 1900s, which mostly, I'm using that mostly for churches and some of the charities that were formed so long ago. I also really like the indexing standards. That will give you a list of what needs to be acknowledged. That gives you some standards on what can be recorded. For example, you can't record copies of documents with an affidavit. It has to be a 5B is the only affidavit that the registry will let you record exhibits to. So I've tried to do it with trustee certs, and they require it to be on a 5B. And lastly, I would say mass.gov, the MUPC procedural guide. I probably use it once a day. I can never remember if between a late and limited and a determination of heirs, one you file when you've been dead over 3 years. Well, not you've been dead, but the person's been dead over 3 years, but post MUPC. And the other one is a pre-MUPC formal. And so I often use those. So those are my most often used resources for answering all my underwriting questions. Sara.supple@fnf.com. Thanks, guys. Bye.